Lucky Boys Podcast.
And I think when this all said and done, I think people will start figuring it out where it came from. History will look at it and go, oh, snap. And this is the adjustments. And they have to look at it after this all said and done and make adjustments. They can't keep doing this. They can't, we can't just keep repeating this. We can't rinse and repeat. We can't have another fucking pandemic like this in 20 years. I mean, just it's incredibly careless as a society for us to move forward in a way where we go, okay, we identified the root cause and we're not going to do anything to change it.
Mm-hmm.
Like we have to, if you know better, you have to do better. Right. So I think transparency is key. And I think once you get the information and you know this plus this equals pandemic, you subtract those items.
Variables that led to it.
Right.
Yep.
You take that out the equation, and therefore you're in a stage of prevention
Mm-hmm.
rather than treatment.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you want to be in prevention stage. So if you're playing there, you're ahead of the game as a human race, as society.
Yeah.
You know, we don't need things like this, man, disrupting our life, our families, our loved ones. Too many people are going to die from this.
Yeah.
And too many people already died from this.
Yeah, it prevents even a whole community's progress, right? Right now it's, there's so much, bigotry and hate crimes against Asians, and then we have Andrew Yang spoke about it this past week.
Right.
And he's getting a lot of flack for what he said.
Yeah, that's another thing that kind of, come on, man. Like a lot of people
were cheering for him a couple months ago.
Man, but I don't think it's the same people that was on in the Yang gang turning
Mm-hmm.
on him. See, there's a difference, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was the people that weren't in the Yang gang. They might have even been neutral, and they were going off of, and it was going viral, right? On just like
An excerpt
yeah,
of
exactly.
what he said.
Words and from a comedian, from an interview, anything,
Right.
from a movie, from a rap song, any song, and just highlight it as that, and then control the narrative with the heading, so you could prime everyone to think that it's this way, show outrage, clickbait, boom, read this to support what you're already primed to think, and there you go. Now you're all up in your feelings,
Right.
and they got you hook, line, and sinker.
Right.
Now everybody's rushing. Now you got this person that hates them, that instigating it. Now you got the trolls,
Mm-hmm.
and then you got everybody else jumping in like, oh yeah, let's kick him while he's down, easy, pop, 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 pop.
Yeah.
Now everybody now they want to add their 2 cents, and basically he's saying this guy's an Uncle Chan.
Yeah, so for reference for the audience,
It's Uncle Tom, he's a wannabe white guy, he's a Twinkie.
so basically
Yellow
he
on
was
the
saying,
outside, white on the inside, yeah.
So basically in this excerpt, it was depicting him as a Uncle Chan, saying that we as Asians should show our Americanness full frontal. But that's just part of the conversation that he had.
Right. He was just saying, like, show that in order to avoid being picked on, be more white,
Mm-hmm.
be more American, prove your Americanness.
Prove your Americanness, yeah.
They're intelligent enough to know that we're in this all together, no matter what color you're in, right?
Yeah.
Just regarding for coronavirus. Now, when you talk about the racism because of coronavirus, that's a separate boat.
Mm-hmm.
And we know that we're in this together, along with the other folks who aren't Asian that's also know that there's injustice and they're fighting with us,
Mm-hmm.
right? I don't think Andrew is going to peace out from that camp. He knows what color his skin is. He knows what he looks like, what his wife looks like, and what his kids look like. He's not going to go.
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense to me. There's no logical conclusion to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think very highly of Andrew, and I think he's very, very, very bright.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's a shame that there are so many people, even Asians, reading some words that people put on the internet and drawing a conclusion from that without getting all of the facts.
Right.
We have to be careful of that this day and age. Everyone's so quick to make judgment. I think sometimes we got to take a step back and look at the full picture. Andrew's talking about his kids and how he's dealing with it and what he's doing with his family, and he's addressing some of the things that that's going on right now in regards to coronavirus and how we can do to help. And I think his underlying message was that Asians don't be idle. In a case like this, we're dealing with a lot of backlash and racism because some people cannot understand.
They can't separate that imagery.
They can't even separate Koreans and Japanese. They're lumping everyone in together.
Right.
Filipinos.
Yeah.
They're going, all you motherfuckers.
Anyone who just looks
So
different.
that just shows you like just the
mentality.
the
certain
mentality.
perspective
They're
of
not
people.
able to connect.
They're in
and-
tunnel vision. Like
Not even that. They just don't have the education. They don't know the difference. Because if you knew the difference, you wouldn't do that. Like
wouldn't
just
lump
saying,
it up
like
together.
if you weren't trolling, let's just say you're legitimate, going, oh, everyone's Chinese.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't make sense. If it just doesn't make sense. Like you would know that there's a big difference between each of those parts.
cultures.
Everything.
World, yeah.
Even
Cultures.
Asian Americans, there's a big difference between. I mean, you look at it. That's like saying someone from Hong Kong and you're blaming them when Hong Kong is already beefing with China.
Yeah.
Taiwan.
Taiwan's beefing with China.
Yeah, and they're going like chill. So it's just like jumping on a Taiwanese dude for this. It's like jumping on a Hong Kong dude for this. Like it got nothing to do with this, and they've always been. If you look at it, I mean, there's no secret. People know about the Hong Kong protest. So they've been going through a lot of problems with China. So
Yeah.
there's a big line to be drawn there, and to think that, I mean, some people just lump us all in together. They just don't have that. They just haven't drilled down to that extra stage. So that's why a lot of people, when they hear them talk, we think, yeah, you guys are, you're uneducated. You don't know.
Yeah.
You're lumping everyone together, right? And like I said, you said it earlier too. There's groups of people that's going to be moronic,
Yeah.
right? That said, I don't think Andrew's an Uncle Chang. I mean, do you? I mean, that's just my side. That's my opinion.
I think
my opinion.
I think his intention was definitely to motivate Asian Americans, but not
to be
not
proactive.
to be proactive,
to
but
be
not
proactive and to take the lead. Like
Yeah.
we may not be the cause of it, but he wants us to be in the front of it in terms of helping people that's hurting from it. I mean, he mentioned something that was striking to me. He said, some of these people that are being racist or whatnot, you may find yourself in a hospital or your loved ones, and then it's an Asian American doctor or nurse taking care of you.
Yeah.
Andrew said there was 17% of the workforce in the medical field are Asian. Something to think about there.
The people the people you think you're hating are the people who are helping you.
17% chance.
17% chance.
I mean, would you turn away?
If you're on your deathbed,
If-
no, man, come on, help me.
If you were racist, would you be like, well, fuck you?
See, that's the
you
thing. That's the thing in
blue-eyed purple
I-
motherfucker.
yeah.
Like, would you say, get away from me?
See, that's the thing in my head. Like, I don't know what goes around in a racist person's head, but I think their hate will be so strong that they might even do that.
Bro, I don't care if you got lizard scales with claws.
You're
if-
an alien from another dimension.
I do not care, man.
Yeah,
if you're
you have the
helping me
cure.
out,
Yeah, you have-
if you're helping me out and I'm aware of it, yo, let's talk.